them feel love. Because already they themselves, they know. Even the child, the early childhood, you know that when a child is looking at you, do you know what comes to the mind of the child? A little child is looking at you. He's looking at you. This guy is big. His head is big. His hands are big. Everything is big. Wow, I'm good to look like. You know, do you understand? Do you know what goes from to the heart of the child, to the mindset of the child? Then also the special child. Do you know what goes round of the mind of the child when the child is looking at you, or when the young Putin or whatever is looking at you? What goes round in his or her mind? Look at me, I'm like this, look at. Do you understand? So you have a duty. You know what? Education is a pivoting role. So if we get it right there, we can move the child, we can change the child.
I've been in a church where they see this child running around. He used to run in circle there. He'll go in circle, he's on the spectrum. He would go from beginning of service to the end, and the teachers are complaining, why would you just stay one place? And at that point, you're like, where do we start? Do you start with this church? Or is it the child and all of that? So inclusion is not just one segment, the church, the market. What's that word there? It is not one person that will sit down and get everything done. The moment you begin to think, oh, I've got this, I can do it all, we are missing. Now imagine a mother with a child with autism that needs to pay a behavioral therapist, like you pay the speech therapist, then you pay the occupational therapist, then you pay, that's the surgery, they pay the surgery. And at the end of the day, they won't eat. And in other cases that we have to buy, depending on the severity or comorbidity factors that may actually be at play, medical is also there. I'm so glad about this workshop because it's actually one of the reasons why this meeting is holding, so that we can learn our voices. I think I have a friend in Australia. If you have a child with special needs and you don't bring, in fact, they will find you parents. There's an African adage that says it takes a village to raise a child, right? So it's not just the father, although come and try that in Nigeria, that the child will die, I remember. Things are changing. But back then, I would see a child rolling on the floor and I'm like, before this one, you will receive slap from a stranger.
That's what autism does to a child. It takes their voice. Now, more often than not, you will think this child doesn't talk. That was why I said when I helped to set up the autism, the early learning center, the therapy over there when I was in the MIS. But when the children came to me, I warned everybody, on no account must you hit a child. These are my children, of course. I've fostered a lot of children. On no account must you hit a child. First things first is to show love. If you show a child, they know who loves them. Now those children can love you to bits. Don't put the disability first. In fact, look beyond that. Put that individual first. The person comes first before this.
But I want us to take this hope together. Today, all of us, mindset, advocacy, inclusion. Reframe your words and understand that every child has something valuable they are bringing to the table.
Parents can be very funny. They will come, they will give you target today. My son cannot sit. I want him to sit. Tomorrow they'll say, no, this is my son. Oh God. They keep giving you target.
We also provide an IEP. We prepare an IEP for those children, with the collaboration of the professionals, the teachers, people who are working hand in hand to, help with the progress of the child. We provide an IEP. We write also reports of how the child is progressing, and we review these reports to know if there is something else that we need to add, or if there is something else that is useful that we are not doing. You understand? So that we can be able to, give the child better.
And it's also, we have categories of children. We have the hearing impaired, we have the visual impaired, we have intellectual disability, we have Down syndrome,
We have children with learning disability. We have mentally retarded. They are all there. But our challenge is that some of us, like me, I teach from basic 7 to basic 9. In basic 7 to 9, we have the hearing impaired mixed with the visual impaired. So while you're teaching, signing to the hearing impaired, you're speaking out for the visual impaired to be able to be typing. And you hear the parents saying, I'm coming from Ahoda, I'm coming from so place, inside no school like that. But somebody advised him, and at the end of the day, you'll be telling the parent there is no enabling environment for hostel.
I've been enriched a little, so with series of workshops, I will know how to work with the children very well.
In organization where I work, we don't just base on numbers, alphabets. We teach them other skills that will help them to be more independent. So another one, there is a girl that came to my class. The girl was just babbling words. When you did something to her, instead of to see somebody did something to me like this, because there is no speech, that she had no speech, she would just shout, scream. You yourself will be afraid. What is happening? She's trying to express that particular person that did that thing to her. But today, believe me, this girl costs more than me.
One thing that has really worked for us is parental involvement. Parental involvement cannot be overemphasized any day, any time. Because you see, parents, they have their own expectation. They bring their child to you and expect you to do all the work.
One day they called us and they came to our school, the Evangeline. They came, they told us that they want to support us. It was like a dream. It was like a dream because each time they call, I would tell my boss that, will they really come? Will he really come? Because it's a boarding day and boarding school. And most of the children there, some of them, parents will keep them, you won't see them again. So we keep struggling to take care of those children. So when that message came to our notice, I have not seen what they will bring, but I've already calculated in my mind that, will this ever be? And that fateful day they came. Mr. Fidelis with his group, they came to know if really the school is functioning. And when they came, they saw it was on a meet and greet. So later, they saw some kids because we have all day boarders that don't go home because they don't have where to go to. So we stayed with them there. So they took some pictures with them and promised us that they will come back. Later they came, they painted the school for us. They did a lot of work there. They did some renovation from the toilets to the classroom.
So the inclusion thing is no longer favoring us. I don't know. It's confusing. So I think that there needs to be a workshop for parents that have special needs children. They need to also accept this.
I think we should include the public school teachers too. And sir, I wanted to say something before. How inclusive is our public primary school? Because some parents cannot afford these inclusive schools, therapy centers, specialist centers. They can't afford it. So we need to include our public schools. And inclusive education is not about the therapist. It's the classroom teacher that is the main facilitator in the inclusive setting. So we need to train them, their attitude, the way they see these children. We need to the acceptance too. I think with training, with talking, they can change, because I'm coming from that background. You know, sometimes we have Sir said in some communities no special needs. It's not true. We have the ones that are not physical. Learning disability, you will not know till you go get into the classroom with this child. So please, we should include the public school teachers.
So it depends on where you are meeting your parents at the time. You might meet them at the anger stage, walk them through it. If you want to know more about it, you can Google, they'll tell you more about it. Walk them through that before they get to the stage of acceptance. But then you too will know that they have gone through that phase and now they are ready. This is their, it gets to the point that they are now, if they are trying to force acceptance when they are still in shock, you are going to meet a brick wall. I had a client and they are at that phase where they don't let this young guy come out. And a friend of mine had to tell them point blank, you are the one that you are protecting, not him. You know, they say, oh, we are protecting him, he can't work. But the woman, my friend told them point blank, you are protecting yourself. No, that no. She said, but that's the truth. You are protecting yourself. You don't want to be seen to have a child like this. So you cover up that you are protecting the child.
I want to say thank you to our partners. Like you always said, it can never be possible without you. So thank you. Thank you to our facilitators that you came and you delivered even within this short notice. We are grateful. And we want to say that when you go back, please train the trainer. I don't know how they say, please, those in the Sunday schools, please train others in the Sunday school. And then, so that the knowledge would be passed on. And we promise that this would grow bigger and better. And we would have more other organizations included in our seminars. Thank you very much.